Meanwhile, President Biden also holding an event to brag about his administration's progress creating jobs and combating inflation.
We've already created, as I said, 700,000 new manufacturing jobs. It's the first time we have high-paying jobs and not enough people to do them. Nice thing, isn't it? It's a nice problem to have. But guess what? Inflation is still hurting people. But we're making real progress. We're reasserting ourselves as a nation.
But the president's pat on the back comes the same day the Federal Reserve hiked interest rates yet again. Yesterday saw the fourth increase of 75 basis points this year and the sixth increase since March as the Fed scrambles to stem soaring inflation. Stocks yesterday feeling the immediate impact of that rate hike as the Dow plummets over 500 points. Not what you want to see on your Wednesday.
It was weird. They originally liked it, and then the markets really did not like it. With that, let's bring in Cory Mills, Florida congressional candidate and former DOD advisor under President Trump. Focusing on the speech, didn't that speech literally do more to hurt Democrats? Because, like we've been saying for the first 5 minutes here, it really showed that Joe Biden and the Democrats have been focusing on the completely wrong things, not what the American people care about. Instead of focusing on the economy, crime, the things that are worrying Americans, they're still focusing on January 6th.
That's exactly right, Todd. And again, thanks for having me on. The Democrats do not want to go by their failed policies. They don't want to talk about the soft on crime, the no bail reform, the open borders that's led to a record high, the 40-year high inflation, the increase in CPI, the question of whether or not average Americans can say to themselves, well, do I fill up my gas tank or do I fill up my grocery cart? These are things that the Biden administration and the Democrats continue to try and run away from, and they want to try and tie parallels that they try and think will help them in their narrative, whether that be the incident that occurred with Paul Pelosi or whether that be the January 6th incidents. They want to try and utilize that as a scapegoat to run away from the fact that economically and from an income perspective and from a criminality perspective, their policies have failed.
Yeah, that's right. The news peg for this speech was Paul Pelosi's attack, and he tried to tie it to January 6th. And on the very same night, General Don Bullock out in New Hampshire, who we're going to be interviewing later in the show, was also almost attacked right before his debate. So you can go back and forth with this political violence. All of it's bad. None of it's good. But then there's also this exchange between Peter Doocy and Karine Jean-Pierre, where Peter Doocy asked her what the president might be thinking when he says that people are voting for Republicans and tying that to threats to democracy. Listen to this.
Following up on your comment that there's an alarming number of Republicans who are saying they're not going to accept election results, does that mean President Biden thinks it is a threat to democracy if somebody votes Republican?
No, that's a ridiculous question. No.
Why is that a ridiculous question?
Because American people should have their right to vote for whomever they want. We are talking about MAGA Republican officials who have been very clear about this, who say they are pro-police, but then they are also pro-insurrectionists.
Yeah. Do you think it's a ridiculous question, Cory? I mean, it sounds a lot like that was the argument the president was making last night. If you democratically cast your vote for Republicans, you're voting to end democracy.
Well, that's exactly the case, right? So when it comes to Biden administration, like he actually even said himself, if you voted for Republicans, then you're not black. When he talked about minorities, when he talks about, violence against Paul Pelosi, he wants to try and tie that to Republicans, even though that individual who was accused of this, or the assailant, was a known hippie and kind of nudist that was there in San Francisco. Where were the same left whenever the incident occurred on Whip Steve Scalise by a, supporter of the left who nearly killed him on the softball fields? Where were they when it was Maxine Waters and Cory Booker and even Nancy Pelosi, who was trying to instigate and trying to advocate for rioting and getting in the face of your elected officials? These are the same people that want to continue to try and victimize themselves but vilify everyone else, and it's just not working, and they know that.
Voters are seeing through this, and they're really seeing through it in your state, sir. Early voting numbers showing Republicans edging out Democrats in historically blue Miami-Dade County. Let's look at the numbers. More than 128,000 registered Republicans have already voted there, just over 127,000 registered Democrats. Also, look at that no party affiliation, 72,000 there. I look at this and say it's historically blue, but it's also majority Latino. Yeah. Isn't this what happens when a party like the Republicans talks about the issues like the economy, like crime, and the party of the Democrats literally tries to ignore this issue up until the last 2 weeks before the midterms?
Well, you're exactly right, Todd. Again, Florida is one of those unique states where up until 2021, we actually had over 200,000 plus more Democrats than Republicans registered. If you look down to today, thanks to the great work that Governor Ron DeSantis has done here in Florida, we now have over 300,000 plus more Republicans, meaning about a 500,000 person shift. And you're seeing where a lot of your NPAs, your non-party affiliations, and your independents are leaning more towards the Republicans and the conservatives simply based on the fact that they feel that we are better for the economy. We are better for the inflation costs. We are better to try and ensure that we don't have the attacks on fossil fuels, that we will secure our borders to ensure our sovereignty, as well as help to lower the criminality that is going on as a result of the soft on crime policies the Democrats have. So when it comes to Florida, we're seeing great numbers here. For the first time in my county of Seminole County, we're actually seeing an equivalent and higher vote by mail-in early voting by Republicans. And so I think that we're going to see not just a red wave, but a red tsunami here in the state of Florida.
You heard it from Cory Mills right here on Fox and Friends. First, Cory, thank you very much.
Sorry.